one of the least used features in Minecraft, and sometimes can be incredibly overpowered. Now, for anyone who doesn't know how to fish, which is not incredibly likely because it's been in the game for a very long time, is, first of all, to be able to catch fish in, the water source is, one, it has to be at least 2 blocks deep, and 2, it has to be full of fish. So this is a naturally made one I made. And so then we just put it in, and we throw the bob or thingamajig at the end into the water, and wait for some bubbles to appear. As soon as they hit it, we pull it up, and we get a fish. Now, what can you get from fishing? There are 3 different categories: junk, fish, and treasure. Junk is the worst portion of fishing, like the stuff that you could throw away, to be honest, but it still has its uses. Fish, which is the second case, is the food, the main reason why you'd fish usually. This is helpful for later. And then treasure, where you get enchanted bow and arrows, enchanted fishing rods, and even enchanted books. Okay, so let's pull these out. Now, how is fishing overpowered? Well, for one, for example, you're fishing and you catch some fish. Now, usually if you collect food, you have to cook it, or else you have a chance of getting hunger, or it isn't as good. This, you could eat without getting any hunger at all. Same with salmon. 2, the other fishing thing is that it's one of 2 ways to get pufferfish. The other one is finding a specific biome that usually doesn't spawn close to spawn to get this, which I don't really see why you would. Except it's also the only way in vanilla survival to get nausea, which I'll show at the end of the video. And then the treasures is really good because you could get a maxed out fishing rod, which I'll show you later, and a maxed out bow and arrow, which is just really good for survival. And you can get every possible enchant for a bow. Mending, Infinity, Power 4, like, it's crazy. And then enchanting books. Now, usually what I usually aim for when I'm fishing is to get Mending, which is an incredibly easy way to get Mending if you don't feel like taking care of villagers, but it's incredibly time-consuming. And I probably don't have enough time to get a Mending book on camera. Now, there is a way to make a farm of it, which is this design right here. I forgot the YouTuber's name, but if I do remember it, I'll put it in the comments of this video. But yeah, so how this farm works is, so you make it so that the bobber thingamajig goes in the waterlogged chest with the sign holding the water back, and so that it stays in there. Then, whenever a fish gets caught to it, it drags it down into the lava, reeling it in, so the fish gets collected into the storage system below the lava, and that tricks the game into thinking that you didn't collect it, so on top of it automatically collecting everything, it also reels it back in for you. So you could set up, like, an auto-clicker to go off every 30 seconds on, like, a laptop, and then make it so that it reels out every 30 seconds. And you could make a ton of, you get a ton of stuff. Like, for example, fish. I just got both as a fish. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, that's it. Now, the enchantments that you can get on the fishing rod. There are 4 primary enchantments, which are all on this fishing rod right here. Unbreaking 3, Luck of the Sea 3, Mending, and Lure 3. Now, 2 of those enchants are made only for the fishing rod, which I find really interesting, because Mojang took the time and patience to make 2 brand new enchantments just for this one item that barely anyone uses. So what Luck of the Sea does is increases the chance for treasure and decreases the chance of fish and junk, which makes it easier to get, more enchanted fishing rods and stuff. That's the junk item. And Lure 3 makes it so that the fish, the thing appears a lot faster, in case you haven't realized. So yeah, and now to show you guys what I meant by the only way to get nausea. The one downside though is this, is that you also get hunger and poison, too, for a minute. So, if you want nausea and survival, I feel like they should just add a potion for it, just for, fun, instead of eating this. Because it's just annoying. Doesn't even last that long. But yeah, that's the end of the video. If you liked what you've seen, please subscribe and tell me any other ideas for any other underrated or overrated features in Minecraft. And goodbye.